I love watching legal shows and it's great, but definitely there's no, like when you ask me who, I suppose inspires me in the legal field, it's definitely not, Harvey Specter.
Who does inspire you?
Oh, with the legal profession, to be honest, there's an array of judges that work in the family court and a lot of them are female, and seeing them get to where they are is something I, admire a lot and hope to be like them one day.
Right.
Like I think people that you don't know, like celebrities don't faze me in that respect. There are a few that are out there and I think, oh, well, good for you, but you don't inspire me. I think it's the people that have worked for years and years and gotten to places and are, that they've achieved because of their own hard work. They're the ones that I, respect a lot.
Do you think with your Italian background, you could be the next Gina Liano?
Oh, I reckon. Oh, look, well, Gina Liano, she does a lot of work, that I do see her around, and she's very different from my experience to the show and what you see
I'm
there.
sure, yeah.
But I think her and I are similar just with the fire and, the ability to tell someone how it is, that's for sure.
I've never met her, but she probably is very intimidating in court, right?
Well, yes and no. I think the thing that people need to understand, and you don't understand until you go through it or you are a lawyer, court's not the place to be intimidating.
Right, okay.
So lawyers that put on this act and they show, that they want to be intimidating and they make you uncomfortable, they're the lawyers that don't get much respect.
Oh, interesting.
And that's right. The lawyers that are actually proactive in trying to work through a case and they're polite but firm tend to get a lot more respect and get better results for their clients. Like when I suppose you go guns blazing, you're going to get a lot of heat for that.
So that works against you. That's interesting.
It does. Yeah, it really does.
Again, as someone from the outside, I guess I would have assumed that it somehow works in your favor to be a little bit more, I don't know, forward.
Yeah, so I used to think that too. So I would, when I was studying, I'd think, I was born to do this. I'm, tough and I can, really get results and I can really win cases for people. And then when you get into law, you realize it's not about winning cases. It's about, advocating and getting a fair outcome. And you've got like a law that you've got to follow and the process. And sometimes what your client wants, they're not going to get. It's like absolutely ridiculous. And your job's not to go guns blazing because you're seen as a time waster. You're seen as someone who's going against the court. It changed my view. And then working with junior lawyers now, I have to work to drum that out of them because they become really combative and you have to be, but to a point.
Okay, so it's not like debate competition. No. So that's what you're saying. It's not about just winning the debate and employing, I guess, sophistry to try and win your case. It's about achieving an outcome that everyone considers is fair. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah. Like, I mean, in when you're litigating, I mean, it's, for me, I find like no one is ever going to be 100% happy. There's never going to be a winner or loser. You're all going to walk away with something that you're not happy with. So the thing that is important when you're a lawyer advocating for someone is you have to work with the other lawyers to move things along in a positive and like pragmatic way. So let's get through things quicker and get the family out of court as quickly as we can. But you need to think of obviously what's best for kids at the same time. Even though if you're not acting for them, you still got to think about it. And you have to not be seen as someone who's just taking the court for a ride in a sense. You're not just, your client's got no case, that they're hopeless, but you still take them through and waste valuable taxpaying money. You don't want to be doing that.
So do you have to tell the client, listen, you're not going to get what you want?
Oh, yeah, for that. So when I say be firm but polite with lawyers, I don't mean that for clients. Clients, you've got to be straight. And they don't like it, but they respect it at the end.
Was there a difference between clients in a private firm as opposed to a public firm?
Somewhat. I mean, with clients in a private firm, because they were paying you, they just expected you to perform a miracle. Not saying that doesn't happen when you've got clients that aren't paying you, but they still expect the same level. You should be, I suppose, providing a service to all clients regardless of their, how they're paying you. It should just be the same across the board. But yeah, the private were wanting you to perform a miracle. You'd be somewhat more polite to them. I found being a junior lawyer at that time, I was more polite because they technically were being looked after by my senior. So if I caused any issue, I would then be the one in trouble. And that's how it very much was in private. You know, keep the client, try and keep them happy, but at the same time, it's a bit of a juggling act. You've got to keep the client happy, but also
not waste the court's time.
Not waste court's time, not give them advice that's not direct and clear. Whereas where I am now, and just as I've gotten more mature in my career and I've got more experience behind me, and it's a confidence thing as well. When you've done this for a while, you become more confident. You know exactly what the court's going to do. You tend to just tell the client straight off the bat, I'm here to represent you. I'm here to give you advice. I'm not here to be a miracle worker. Don't give me a wish list because I'm not going to fulfill it. Oh, yeah. How many times? And you know what? Clients, I've had them hang up on me. I've had them abuse me. I've had clients when I'm at court, you know, getting my face and security comes. It's a full ride. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Family law really, you know.
And then you've got to represent them after that.
No.
So
Really? Sort of like once that happens,
Okay.
there's a clear breach of our like trust here. Like trust and confidence. You don't trust me. You think I'm a shit lawyer. So, you know, meanwhile, you've, you know, belted your ex-partner and police came and took statements and there's photos of it, you know, but that's all right. I'm a shit lawyer. I can't get you out of it. So.
But you find that most people, apart from the unreasonable ones, most people react fine to you telling them that what they initially wanted isn't possible?
Yeah, because they already know. I think deep down people already know.
Yeah.
Like they know. I mean, you know, I've had someone that was a sex offender and it was a child sex offender and said to me, oh, but I just want to see them. I'm not going to do anything. I said, okay, you say that, but how do I know? I said, how do they know? And you're also not allowed to, especially under the age of 18. There always has to be someone present. But
they wanted to see an ex-victim?
No, their child.
Okay.
It wasn't a victim.
It
wasn't a victim of theirs. Not that we knew of, but still.
Yeah.
Of course. I said, well, what do you expect of mum? She's going to have police, child protection knocking at her door saying, what are you doing allowing him to communicate and see, you know, your child out and about on their own? You know, it's
just not going to happen.
And they get it.
Yeah.
You know, they calm down. And then it's all their delivery. I found it's all delivery. And who you're talking to. You might get some clients that are quite, I suppose, sophisticated and you've got to be very gentle but very professional with how you label things. Then you've got clients that are just down to earth, just want to know what's going on. They see you as a person rather than a lawyer telling them what to do, and you have to just bring it down to a general level. You can't intimidate them, but you can be firm and say, well, you know, if you don't like my advice, you can stick it. Go get advice somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put my name to any of these.
Did you enjoy that? Well, then why not subscribe? What's wrong with you? This is why people are worried about you, the choices you make. Click the little subscribe button and make people proud.